Haha, I see a little doggy.
What dog? Wow. Like that you also can see.
Yes. You actually own a freehold property. Maybe you'd like to share with us a little bit. Does it make sense that we must buy freehold? Am I a loser if I buy 99?
No lah, don't say that lah. Like that a lot of people will throw stone at me, There's no loser about it. I think it boils down to your preferences, bringing in all the other attractions of that property, whether you like that place, whether you like the layout, the environment within that condo. It needs to make sense to you and your family. So, to be honest, there are really, really, really good and attractive 99 home. But if I can find something that is freehold and also near the MRT, wow,
this is a super rare piece.
Big bonus.
Yes, it is literally just 100-200 meters to the MRT. In fact, while you are walking to the MRT and you are feeling hungry, you actually pass by Bedok Food Centre, and my favorite store at Bedok Food Centre is this 夜来香.
But speaking of MRT, right, I think if you really look at the whole MRT line, right, chances are properties near MRT, a lot of them are 99 leasehold. So for one to be so near walking distance to MRT is something really rare.
Alright, so in fact, it is not just near one MRT line. It is near two MRT line, which we have our Thomson East line and also your downtown line.
So, and this interchange, right, along the Thomson East Coast line, we're talking about 30 minutes to be in town. So that's pretty fast.
Okay, and why is Bagnall Haus really worth mentioning? Because there has been no launches in this area for the last 15 years. So if I'm going to take a look at, in fact, the newest condo over here is already almost 15 years old. We have Eastwood Regency and Country Park. So we're going to spend a little bit of time to touch on the units type over here and whether it will be a threat to Bagnall Haus when it's ready.
Okay, so of course back then this land was en bloc, and the highest bidding price was around 115 million. And the break-even, calculated out, the PSF PPR is $1,947. So with a reasonable margin of about 20%, we are expecting average price of about 2,003.
Hopefully the developer will be kind. Please just keep it within 20% so that there's still money to be earned by all of us. So let's take a closer look at a bit of the project specs. This project is made up of 113 units, estimated to be ready by the year 2028. It's not a very big scale project, so I think the building will be pretty fast. Something worth mentioning will be they will be engaging DP Architect, which is a very good architect. And let's take a look at the unit mix now. Okay, one bedroom, we have 12 units, a bit sad, not a lot. Okay, and let's talk about
two bed, adds up to about 54 units, 3 bed, about 20 units, 4 bed, 17 units, and a very rare size in this whole area, 5 bed, just 10 units. This is so exclusive because later on we're going to compare further between the freehold and the 99. There is no 5 bed in this area at all. So if you're a 5 bed lover, you have a large family, this one is really for you.
So Eastwood Regency is made up of only 75 units, mainly made up of 1 and 2 beds over here. In fact, we trace the transactions that have happened in this project almost the last 5 years. You can see most of it that is being transacted is just the 1 and 2 bed. I really think there is no competition at all if you're considering a 2 bed and above in Bagnall Haus. Alright, let's move on to Country Park. Okay, Country Park is made up mainly 2 bed, 3 bed. That's why I say if you have a big unit like at Bagnall Haus, a 4 bed and 5 bed, I think you can almost be assured you'll be like a king when you bring it out to sell, because super rare stock in this area. So we're going to take a look at Country Park, which is 15 years old, and the kind of prices people are willing to buy. So Kelvin, I noticed that somebody paid 2.7 million for a 3 bed. So does it mean that if I enter Bagnall Haus, I would be a huat kueh?
Wow, your demand is really going to be
because
there.
The quantum is really high, but I realized that the PSF is really low for a freehold.
Yep.
This person only paid like 1,500 plus PSF. And I'm sure that whoever that is considering Bagnall Haus, you'll be thinking, wow, just now you tell me break even 2,003 and then next door I can enter at probably 1,005 plus PSF.
Yep.
What's your thoughts about it?
I think the reason why we are looking at this price and this PSF is mainly attributed to the size of it, right? It's so huge, but if we take a closer look, why is it so big?
Wow, got swimming pool leh.
Hey, wait. Is it a pond or a pool?
Hey. Oh yeah, they literally put here pond, P-O-N-D. To whoever that bought this, congratulations to you. I suppose that you must have seen certain charm in this property. That's why you decide to enter it. But I think having this transaction 2.7 in this area, it really gives a lot of confidence to whoever that is considering a 3-bed in Bagnall Haus. If we can enter at a quantum from 2.4 mil upwards, right, it is a pretty decent buy. Because for a 15 years old property, buyers have already been willing to pay up to this kind of quantum for a 3-bed in this area. Okay, but we're going to take a look at a more normal floor plate of 3-bed in Country Park to just see if does it make sense to enter Bagnall Haus. Okay, and how much did the last normal floor plate 3-bed transact at?
Okay, so we're looking at about 2.3 mil.
And tell us a little bit more about the floor plan.
Actually, this is a I feel this is quite a desirable floor plan. It comes with a private lift, of course. Adds that premium feel to it. Yeah. It's a interesting layout because the master bedroom is very far from the other 2 bedrooms. So the parents can have their privacy away from the kids. The kids also quite happy. They can hide far away. But then there's some disparity between the 2 common bedrooms. One room seems to be quite a bit smaller than the other one. So if you have a favorite child, you know where to put him. Yeah. Of course, we're talking about a 21-year-old project, right? So of course we get the kind of big size.
But if you like practical space, I think
there's lots of practical space in here.
Yes, I would say the only thing I not quite like about this property is probably I expect the window to be a little dark. You can only see there's only one small piece of window in this area. But other than that, it has what a normal 3-bed should have. They have the yard, they have the bomb shelter, and it shows that people are willing to pay a quantum of 2.3 mil for a 21-year-old property.
So back to substantiate a little bit more whether Bagnall Haus is correctly priced in this day and age. If we look at Country Park, 22 years old property selling at 2.3 mil for a 3-bedder, is about 78% of its value left. And if we divide the PSF of 1,700 on average by 78%, we get 2,300. So that is currently what we are seeing and expecting at Bagnall Haus, making Bagnall Haus a very decent price at this day and age.
Maybe you're a little curious about how we came up with this calculation to see whether if you're overpaying for a resale or a new property, do contact us today. So how has Country Park performed over all these years? 20 years history.
Well, actually, if we look at the numbers, Country Park seems to have been doing quite well. All the owners, all what? I see that there are people making over 1.4 million. But of course, the holding period is 22 years. That means these are probably the first owners.
Yes. In fact, the pawn unit that we show you just now, right? That owner actually made 1 million in 7 years, which is very decent. So this once again shows that you can really give a freehold property near MRT a deep thought. Alright, and just to give you a little more factors to consider Bagnall Haus, what schools do we have over here?
Well, within 1 kilometer, we have 2 schools, and amongst them, we have Temasek Primary, very, very highly sought after school in this area. And this year itself, we see reported on CNA that is being oversubscribed. So if you're a parent with young kids, this is a school that you will be eyeing.
Alright, moving along, we're going to take a look at some of the transformation that is going to happen very near to this Bagnall Haus. So let's take a look at one stop down, what's going to happen at Bedok South.
So we're going to see very exciting amenities coming up with commercial and residential plot over here at Bedok South.
Okay, and another stop down, we are moving on now to the Bayshore. We all know that Bayshore is going to be developed into a residential area. They are adding on HDB, they are adding on condos as well. In fact, it has been in the announcement that 7,000 HDB flats is going to be built at the Bayshore area. I really can't imagine what kind of prices the HDB will be at this Bayshore area.
I mean, looking at these numbers, right, the HDB around here is already selling up to 694,000.
This is at BTO stage. Probably 10 years down the road.
By then, we are very, very highly looking at crossing $1 million property.
For sure. That is for sure. It could even hit 1.5 million for a 4-bed. I
won't be surprised.
Yes,
with
absolutely.
Yeah.
And moving on, we also have another government land sale that is going to be released in the first half of 2025. Given that the last East property, which is we all know is Emerald of Katong, is transacting at an average of 2006 to 2007 per square feet. I really can't imagine what is going to be the PSF for this Bayshore. I really won't be surprised if it hit 3,000 per square feet.
Yeah, if it does do that, then
oh, the Bagnall Haus people will be what way? All right. But we want to see also in the last few years, what are some of the transacted prices, even for the 99-year properties in District 16.
So let's take a look at Sky Eden, which launched pretty recently. It's a 99-year and prices are already transacted above 2.3 mil. PSF is around the range of 2190 PSF. That is very, very close to what we are seeing at the freehold property Bagnall Haus.
Yes, let's take a look at another East property which is near the MRT but not a big scale project.
So Sinica is also a small project, 99-year. The PSF is already hitting 2,200. So do you think Bagnall Haus is a good buy?
And let's take a look at the whole market as a whole. For 99-year prices in the OCR region, if we were to take a look at places like Jayden, people have paid as high as 2,008 per square feet. Lentor Mansion, people have paid 2,004 plus per square feet. Hillock Green, 2,005 per square feet. Lentor Hill, 2,004 plus per square feet. Actually, if today you can enter a freehold at almost the same PSF, it could be something worth a look. If you are interested to take a look at the show flat, we will be more than happy to host you. Please scan the QR code over here and contact us for a viewing. So now we're going to talk about the site plan. So can we be a little honest with the audience?
Okay, we have 3 blocks here and 1 swimming pool, a lap pool.
Yes.
Of 25 meters only.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you are one of those that competitive swimmer, I think you go to the country club next door, Laguna Country Club. I think you have a better chance of exercising there. But then you look at the blocks. Joe, what do you think?
Oh my God.
Wow, one
like,
of the blocks really have one too many units.
Almost 10. Almost 10 units in on your corridor.
But this
Saving
one,
grace is, I think there's going to be 2 different lift lobby. So yeah, at your lift lobby, probably you have the usual 5 to 6 units. Yeah, so to be honest, we feel that in terms of the site plan, not like the most exciting kind of project. What you are buying into is really the freehold and the MRT. All right?
Yep.
So now we're going to go into the floor plan.
So let's begin with the 2-bed layouts. Wow, down here we have a total of 54 units of 2 beds, but 10 different types. I think it's a lot to consider, right? And looking at this example that we have here, a 2-bed, it's actually quite a nice layout, squarish layout.
That's my favorite. That's why I want to talk about this.
Yes, it's a dumbbell layout, so you have very little corridor space. Tuck-in kitchen.
They still have the bomb shelter. And if you have guests, your guests can enter bathroom too without entering your master bath.
Yeah.
And if you're renting out, your own tenant will have their own bathroom as well. All right, and we estimate the prices for the 2-bed here to be in the range of 1.8, which is really reasonable because in many OCR projects, the 2-bed have already crossed more than 1.8 million already.
So for the 3-bed, we are estimating the prices to be in the range of 2.4 mil. And do you think that's a good price?
Absolutely. Just now we took a look at Seneca, we took a look at Sky Eden. People have already been paying around that range for a 99-year property.
Yeah. So definitely the quantum is very, very digestible, right? Same likewise, we picked out this layout, which is a dumbbell layout, our favorite kind of layouts with the least amount of wasted space. And you have a kitchen with a window, of course, for ventilation. Of course, you have a very sizable balcony for those people who love to have your coffee table outside. This is one of those to look at.
So this layout is pretty efficient because it also has a flexi cum a bomb shelter. So if you do have a helper that stay with you, you probably can house your helper at the flexi and you still have a separate store. I expect this layout to be very well taken up.
So moving on to the 4-bedroom layouts. There are a total of 17 units, and once again, we have 4 options out of these 17 units.
Very good developer. They give you all the choices.
And what stands out to you the most?
Haha, I see a little doggy.
What dog? Wow. Like that you also can see.
Yes.
Pretty weird lah.
What's
You
wrong?
come in, is your kitchen, okay, that's fine. Your kitchen and dining is, and then you have this little small corridor that leads to your living room. It's a bit wasted, right? I feel like your living room must be a living room and your dining room must be a dining room. You don't have that option whereby everything is nicely, seamlessly joined together, right? I guess it's personal or very personal preference.
Okay, but
right?
then tell us something positive.
But then, this is not the only option, of course. I personally like this one more. You have this kitchen that opens up to your balcony. I like this kind of kitchen layout because it brings in plenty of light and ventilation into your kitchen, right? Imagine it's not just your window, you have this door that opens up to your balcony. And of course, one thing is ventilation, the other thing is you can also bring out your laundry easily to the balcony. So,
as if you do.
hey, I would do that, man. Really, seriously.
All right.
It's quite practical, to be honest. Yeah, and of course you have a wide balcony. Your balcony is connected to your living room as well.
Alright, so if you want a deeper analysis of the 4-bed layout over here, we're happy to sit down with you and run through which is the layout that's most suitable for a family. And we estimate the 4-bed prices to be starting from 2.9 mil over here.
Wow, that's actually quite nice, right? Because Seneca 99 years already 3 mil.
Yeah, absolutely. So, of course, whatever prices we are quoting now is a purely estimate using a 20% profit margin. Of course, the developer can choose to be very kind and sell even cheaper, or perhaps they could ride on the current market and market up higher. Alright, so moving on now to the 5-bed. There's only a total of 10 units over here, 2 layout. So let's take a closer look at one of the layout first. Basically, over here, we have all the bedrooms, do, re, mi, fa, sol, all on one line. What's your comment about this?
Very good. Everybody has the same facing.
Yes.
But if we look at the site plan, we realize that all the bedrooms are facing west.
Dun, 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 dun.
Well, some people like it.
Maybe the one beside is high-landed and then it will block all your west sun.
Hopefully. Yeah. So that's a little downside to consider. But other than the facing, generally I think it's quite a good use of space. You have a living and dining that is joined together. And yeah, plenty of communal space. Kitchen is tucked away with window, of course. There is a junior master. So this could be a granny's room, right? Personal toilet over there.
If you do mind the west sun, you can consider the other layout that will avoid a fair bit of the west sun. Your balcony will basically be facing the east sun. So every morning you'll be greeted by chirping birds and the rising sun.
That's pretty nice actually, I think. I think the morning sun is good.
Correct. And we expect the prices for the 5-bed to be likely in the range of 3.5 to 3.6 mil. Alright, so now our concluding ending note. What is our thoughts about Bagnall Haus? Alright, so looking at the whole market as a whole, there's something very interesting I realized about the market. If we take a look at in the year 2022, the gap between a 99 and a freehold property is as high as 13%. And today, right, the gap between a leasehold and a freehold is only barely less than 5%. So I really think if you have the opportunity to spot a freehold property that you like and you plan to really stay there for long, this could be your final home after you have right-sized your unit, or you plan to stay there for long because your kids, do re mi fa so, all has to be in the primary school nearby. I think it's a rare chance to take a look at suitable freehold properties, and in fact, your convenience is not compromised because really the MRT is at your doorstep. How about you? Freehold buyer, freehold lover.
So I personally feel that this project is pretty good in terms of the location. It's right near MRT and of course the fact that it's freehold. My only little concern is that it's a little bit small. So in terms of the
Would they
unit
not
size,
be able to perform?
very hard to say. So typically, traditionally, we feel that if it's small, transactions may not be a lot, and then there is not a lot of price support. But this is not super small. It's 100 over units. And one example that we can draw reference from is actually the Link at Bukit Timah. It has actually
Your area again.
Yes, my area, sorry. It has actually held its prices pretty well the past few years and has gone up. So
In
we are
fact, the
seeing good
owners
performance
have
there.
not even collected key, right? And I just
Yes.
checked some of the 3-bed, which is as small as just 797 square feet. The owner actually earned $500,000 in barely 3 years, even before they collect key. So I think if you are looking for investment opportunity, we do see that there is actually a lot of opportunity in this Bagnall Haus. Why don't you arrange a viewing with us, take a look and explore together with us? So do contact us at this contact number over here.
See you in the next one.